All right, you got the picture? Good. Everybody get back to work.
What's good, two shoes, y'all? We right back with it. We gonna cover the Anderson Silva versus Julio Cesar Chavez Jr. fight. Before we get into that, though, I do want to let y'all know about us partnering with TubeBuddy. The affiliate link is down in the bio below. Trust me, click that and install that. They will help you with your YouTube growth by getting you more subscribers and getting you more views. Trust me, you want to hit that link and install. They've helped us out a lot. They could definitely help you out a lot. Without further ado, though, we're going to get right into this fight.
So, if anybody doesn't know, I'm a big UFC fan and Darren's a big boxing fan. So this is actually a really interesting fight for us.
I would have still had Anderson Silva winning this, though.
Really? Why?
I've seen him in the UFC so much. His striking has always been good. I mean, you could say for the most part, it's been his legs as well as his arms. But I think he's just a good striker. I think also going into this fight, I thought he had the longer reach. I could be wrong by that, but I think he had the longer reach. And I
He looks like it.
Benefit him.
Moving hands down. It's the experience, boxing skill. Sharp punches. One of the best.
It looks like he's fighting southpaw too.
Yeah, and he hurts his opponent, and then he swarms. Good opening round. You said, Brandon, like he's one of those guys who lulls you to sleep.
Yeah,
he does it with
with
his
posture,
posture, with his body, with his mind, with his face. You know, Silva had some of the best striking ever in the UFC. So much different. Silva does have he has boxed before.
Julio's getting in there.
He also was a kickboxer.
Give him that. He's getting in there.
Also, another great thing about Anderson. Anderson's a showman.
Absolutely. Yeah. Probably now, if you want to talk about he's probably one of the best showmen in UFC history. I could definitely say that.
Silva's in a rhythm right now. He was showing a few moments ago vintage Anderson Silva. He hit my instructions.
I didn't watch a lot of Julio Cesar Chavez during the fights, though.
Okay.
As we go into the third round of a scheduled 8. This is in MMA. I don't know if it's going to be a smart idea in boxing.
His strikes are still, you know.
It's going to be that guy, you know, the one, because he does have talent. Ooh, little toe touch there from.
Did you see that? You see that?
Yeah.
He's having fun in there, and you got to love that. And that's what he said in the field, like I still could do.
And he still does.
Oh, good body shot from
look at Chávez.
I think the difference for Anderson Silva so much from going from UFC to boxing is that keep your hands up. Hold on. I was just about to say it, bro.
That's what Anderson does. He's a showman.
I get it, bro. Like, keep your hands up, bro.
He's gonna get in your head.
Yeah, keep your hands up.
The funny thing about that is, one of his most what knocked him out, what stopped his title run, was him not having his hands up playing around.
Yeah, I remember him just all of a sudden. I remember that.
Maybe he wants to kick. No. He's doing it's a show.
I thought he was unbeatable in the UFC too.
His ankle before he punches you, almost like Roy Jones.
Bro, you could tell the reach at this point in this fight really got.
I was just thinking that he's light on the front.
You have to get in there, and you probably tired yourself trying to get in there in the first 2 or 3 rounds.
A showman type move. Oh, nice.
Now he's playing.
Shots here. These guys
Oh,
toe to toe going in the ropes.
You know, I don't know how much money Anderson Silva made in UFC, but I think he would have had it. He's just such a good striker. I give him that.
That's what he's great at. He was an amazing striker, and he had amazing jiu-jitsu.
Silva not afraid to get hit either. He's taking the punches well.
very well. Even
And he was dominant. He was dominant.
I mean, he's a bigger man, you know, not concerned about the power.
Ooh.
Nice.
Prime Anderson Silva is probably one of the scariest things the UFC's ever seen.
I didn't think he was gonna lose.
No,
I'll be
Silva has
honest with
very
you.
long arms. He's got that long elbow to block that shot. He's doing it very well. Oh,
Honestly, it's actually kind of
Hands
sad.
up.
What's if I told you Anderson Silva's 46 years old?
I believe you. I believe you.
He's damn near like 9 years on this guy.
Going into the 5th round, we are past the half. To feel
I
himself
believe
in
you.
that last round.
Yes.
Continuing on
Keep-
with that pressure.
bruh.
Instead of Julio pressuring Silva, it's Silva pressuring Julio now, guys.
Yeah. But you know what? Maybe that's conditioning. I think Anderson Silva might have It looks like it right now that he has better condition than Julio Cesar Chavez. That's what happens when you retire, though. If you don't keep running, Floyd, give him his credit, man. He keeps running, keeps working out. So his stamina don't play.
Chavez looks tired.
Yeah, he looks tired, bro. This is tired. And if you thought that he was gonna get him ring with Anderson Silva and it wasn't gonna go the distance unless you knocked him out or he knocked you out, it's more likely gonna go the distance. Like, let's be real. You gotta have your conditioning ready for this match. There's no question.
Silva seeming like he's finding more and more comfort, more and more swagger as the fight. Chavez's shorts are raining right now. That's how much effort and sweat is dripping from these men.
I mean, that jab is going in on cue. That straight is going in on cue.
Oh, another
That defense does not exist in Chavez.
Now he's giving up on that head.
His legs are gone. Chavez's legs are gone.
Who would have thought we'd see Chavez Jr. pinned on the ropes with Anderson Silva letting his hands go, switching sides.
Yeah, 3 rounds.
Thank you.
3 rounds he's been there.
What is this referee doing? Are you too far away? Get closer.
And just weighing him down.
Good body work on the inside there from
He's
Chavez.
still fighting back. This is too much weighting.
I was gonna say, I think he set up an uppercut.
Yeah.
In the infight, he's willing to take it. Yes.
He's been setting up the uppercut. He's been throwing the uppercut.
That's been the most surprising thing for me.
No, I was just saying the way he was leaning in on him.
Despite
Expectation, you fall to the level of your training here, and it seems like that's happening to Chavez Jr. right now, guys.
Exactly.
but that's nothing new. Junior being with a much smaller man in front of him. Silva is
Bro,
not
even through
through
your guard, these shots
I
right
did
now.
ask earlier
Chavez.
today, you know, when you have two good fighters, mathematically stand take this all the way to distance.
Oh, yeah.
Just because, on sheer will.
Chavez has always had a very good chin.
Another good round.
Bro. He looks complete. He looks clean.
Oh, no, he looks phenomenal. He looks like a boxer. He's doing
Badass in the ring afterwards, guys.
I get, but you know what? I said it, and you guys said no. A fighter is a fighter is a fighter, and when you're that level, stand corrected.
a phenom, a legend.
This is
I agree.
In one sport
not good. This is not a good look for Chavez. Don't get me wrong. Oh no, it's not a good look for Chavez. I was gonna give Anderson Silva just
You can say that, Darren, but Anderson Silva looks great.
yeah, he just looks good. I don't know, but here's the thing about that. Is it that Anderson Silva looks great, or Julio Cesar Chavez don't look good? That's my.
I'll tell you what it is.
I'm gonna say it right now. He's playing with
What we seen before when MMA fighters crossed over, they don't do well. I don't think we've seen one MMA fighter in modern history do well crossing over to boxing. I know of two off the top of my head.
Oh, yeah, no, he's been bleeding all around.
Not only does Anderson look good, he's a showman too. He's low-key kind of styling on him. He's making it look good. He's making it probably look worse than what it is. So I think I think at least for me, I'm more surprised at how well Anderson did than how Chavez looks. Is that the best way to look at it? That's how I look at it.
Yeah, I guess that's fair. But here's the thing, bro. I guess I wasn't. I guess some of the other people that you can name that crossed over were good strikers as well, but
it was a little further.
I know they weren't.
I associate this dude with being one of the greatest strikers in UFC history.
So here's the thing, Darren.
So I see it crossing over very well.
The only two people that crossed over that off the top of my head was Connor, who had a clear hole with his conditioning, which he has the same conditioning problem in the UFC. He's a first 2 rounds fighter, and Ben Askren, who's not even a striker. He's a wrestler. He doesn't even practice striking. So Anderson has way more aspects to his game. He covers all those holes that they had in their game.
I agree. Conditioning being the big one between him and McGregor. To go the whole fight.
And while we're talking about crossing over, if people don't know, the former welterweight champion Tyron Woodley is about to go fight Jake Paul, and he's about to cross over, and that should be a pretty interesting matchup to say the least. So you think Anderson definitely won that fight?
Yeah.
World
From what
champion
these highlights show,
Julio
I think he
César
won
Chávez Jr. in this tribute to the Kings presented by
the
Toscano
Vencedor.
I'm
I think that's
assuming.
the victor.
Yeah, I'm Victor.
So like that.
I'm pretty sure he won by split decision. Don't quote me on that, but it was a very, he won by decision, obviously, because he didn't knock him out.
Yeah, I mean,
But I like, once again, bro. I wish I actually got to watch that fight. I wish I knew it was last night. I totally would have watched it live.
me too. But more so, I really want to see. I know there's a lot of crossovers and a lot of entertainers doing boxing now and all that stuff, which is cool. I don't got no problem with it. But like you said at the beginning, I'm a boxing fan. I just want to see real boxers go up against boxers sometimes, and I just want to see that. I feel like.
Well, what I would argue to that, just to play devil's advocate, y'all have had that for years. This is just
real boxers going up against real boxers. We've had it for a century, like a century at this point. Yeah.
Yeah. So this is just a little bit different, because I remember I was probably way too young, but didn't they have like celebrity boxing in like the 90s and stuff? It was like a TV show, maybe. I don't know anything about it. I just heard celebrity boxing. So there wasn't like a thing back in the day.
I think it was. I think you think about the clay animations, the celebrity team deathmatch or some shit like that.
Oh, that wasn't like a real boxing match.
No, I think it had like clay figurines of famous people fighting.
Oh, okay. It was some like robot chicken shit or something.
Kind of. I've never seen Robot Chicken, but yeah, I guess something like that. But nah, bro, and I'm cool with it. I don't got a problem with these boxing matches. Like UFC guy fighting a former boxer, I ain't got no problem with it. It's just I'm ready to see another Bud fight Terrence Crawford. You feel me? Or another Earl Spence fight. Who's my dude that Canelo just fought recently?
But not to change the topic of the video, but isn't that the problem with boxing though? Y'all don't get the fights that y'all want to see because it's debatably too independent. Like, for example, that Manny Pacquiao Floyd fight, that should have happened probably like what 3-4 years earlier than it should have than it did.
I don't got no, but I ain't got no problem with it.
Don't you want to see the best fight the best when they're?
I mean, but I feel like I'm getting that right now, at least with the heavyweights. You feel me? Like,
are you?
Yeah, because Deontay Wilder versus Fury are two of the best heavyweights. Now you could say he stopped the Joshua fight, but at the end of the day, he deserves that third. And the judge
from a contractual standpoint, not from a in-ring standpoint.
The contractual standpoint is boxing. Boxing is business, man. That's why I like it. Boxing is business. From in the ring to outside the ring, it's business. So I'm going to watch the third fight between those two.
I think everybody's gonna watch it.
Yeah. And then I'm going to watch Joshua versus whoever wins.
I think Joshua just deserved the fight. Coming off a tie and a dominant knockout performance, I think maybe like down the line, maybe like a year or two from now, Deontay Wilder deserved his rematch. But I think Anthony Joshua deserved the fight now. It's a new fight that we haven't seen before.
No. If Joshua wins versus Fury before this third fight, and then Deontay Wilder fights Fury, he's not going to have a chance to win his belts back. Because then he got to fight Fury, and then he has to go after Joshua to get his belts back. You know what I'm saying? And then for all we know, Fury might have a contractual thing where he fights Joshua again to get his belts back.
But that's more normal to have like a contractual if you lose the belt, if I lose my belt, I get a rematch for my belt right away. That's normal.
Isn't that's what's happening with Wilder?
But that's different because my point was that they tied the first time. They've already fought twice before.
They tied the first time. He lost his belt the second time. He
That's what I'm
deserves
saying.
a third fight to get his belt back.
He doesn't. I don't think so. The only reason he's getting the third shot is because they had it in the contract, which rightfully so. It's smart to have that in the contract. But I'm saying you got dominated. You got dominated so bad that second fight that you don't deserve a rematch. That's what I'm saying. That's all I'm saying.
You're crazy.
It was a dominant performance.
You're crazy.
And honestly, I could argue he only won. Go ahead.
Who's one dude that Anthony Joshua lost to?
Andy Ruiz.
Andy Ruiz. So you telling me because Anthony Joshua didn't look good in that fight at all? So did he deserve a rematch after he
Yes,
lost
because
his?
that was the first time he lost his title, and that was the first time they fought.
That was the first time Deontay Wilder lost his title.
But it wasn't the first
It
time
just wasn't
Tyson.
the first time they fought.
That's the difference, and that's the difference I'm making.
That's a crazy difference. We've seen Ali Frazier like 3 times in the 70s. There's going to be trilogies.
I'm not saying
of
no. I'm not saying that they shouldn't have a trilogy. I'm just saying that Anthony Joshua, it shouldn't happen right away. I'm saying Anthony Joshua should have got his shot first. That's all I'm saying.
Anthony Joshua is the weakest of the 3. Period. Like, I'm sorry to tell you this. Like, he's just not. I like Anthony Joshua.
I think that's irrelevant, though.
He's not. I mean, you can say that's irrelevant, but Deontay Wilder was undefeated for Tyson Fury the second time. Anthony Joshua lost to somebody that we just thought he was just fighting in Andy Ruiz, and he lost bad. He lost bad in that fight. His whole game plan went out the window when he
basically
got
quit, kind of. Honestly,
I don't know if he quit. His whole he didn't want
to be there after he got hit a couple times. After like that second knockdown, he really didn't want to be there anymore because it was kind of looking tragic.
Because his whole game plan went away. His whole game plan went away after I think the first knockdown. He started trying to stay. Anthony Joshua is not somebody that can stay in the ring, in the middle of the ring with you. He doesn't do that. He's a boxer. He's trying to land the jab. If you come in, counter. Thing is, Tyson Fury's a better boxer than him, and Deontay Wilder's a better knockout artist than him. So,
and honestly, Darren, what I would argue, that first fight was bullshit. That first fight, judges was bullshit. Tyson Fury won that first fight. I could also argue that too.
You're nuts. I don't know if you know how to score boxing. You're nuts.
Deontay Wilder only won like what, 2 rounds?
You're nuts. I don't know.
Unless you want to argue those were 10-8 rounds, which I wouldn't argue because at least that last round, Tyson Fury went on to win those last couple minutes after the knockdown. So I can make that argument too. But
you're saying that like he dominantly won. I think it was a close fight.
I only had him winning like the rounds that he got the knockdowns in.
You only have him winning the rounds that he got the knockdowns in.
In the first fight. Deontay Wilder. Tyson Fury outboxed him the whole fucking fight. He outboxed him he looked amazing. At that, I've never seen a heavyweight move like that before.
He's a better boxer.
And he outboxed him the whole fight, except for those 2 times he got knocked down. And those are 2 separate rounds, so he lost those 2 rounds, obviously, right? I didn't have him winning any other round. Deontay Wilder winning any other round.
Look, Tyson Fury is a better boxer than Deontay Wilder. Deontay Wilder is a better knockout artist than anybody else in boxing, period, right now.
But, once again, to my point, Tyson Fury went out there and finished him in that second fight. Badly. It was a dominant performance from bell to bell.
You know,
that's all my point is. Like, you can say, like, Anthony Joshua is an inferior fighter, but I would say the same thing about Deontay Wilder off those 2 fights. The 2 times he fight Tyson Fury.
I see what you're saying. But
I'm just saying, I just want new blood. That's basically my point. I just want to see something new. And we can do the Deontay Wilder thing down the line. That's all I'm saying. That's my only point.
I mean, I'm cool with it. I can't wait to see Fury versus Joshua, but at the same time, I'm ready to see. I want to see Deontay Wilder's my favorite. I want to see Deontay Wilder get his belt back.
I would love to see that happen. I would love to see that happen.
I really want to see that happen.
I don't know when that fight is. It's really close though.
I believe.
Who do you have in that fight? Unbiasedly, just straight up as your boxing knowledge.
Oh, sheesh. Off my boxing knowledge, it's kind of hard to go against Fury, but I'm going to go against him. I think that adjustments is everything.
Mm-hmm.
And I think, messing up names, Deontay Wilder, I think he just needed like small adjustments. In his ring, his corner, he fired his corner because they threw in the towel or something like that.
But it's not like they do that. I've heard they do that in boxing. Like, if the first time you lose a fight, even if it might be the first time you ever lose a fight in your pro career, you fire everybody. You can get like a whole new gym, just get like a whole different look, whole different feel. I've heard that before.
He needed that though, because he kind of went into the second fight with the same game plan of the first fight, and that's not what you shouldn't do that. If somebody's outboxing you, you need to figure out how to get them to round 8, round 9 exhausted. Like you have had to land at least 30 body punches and just take the air out of them. So when the round 9 do come, that knockout is at least a little bit more sustainable. He wasn't getting no body punches in or nothing.
So question, I like what you said about it, the adjustments. Adjustments are huge. So knowing that Deontay Wilder didn't go into the second fight with any adjustments, and Tyson Fury came in with like a whole different game plan. Tyson Fury didn't come in with a whole new game plan. He just knew he could take the hit from Fury or from Wilder. So he knew he was a better boxer. And he went into that second fight knowing, oh, I could take a hit from you, but I know I'm a better boxer. But like it was confidence more than you think justice. Because he got bigger, he was way more aggressive.
Okay. Yeah, you can say that. He walked in at like 280 and Wilder was like 217, 220, something like that.
The first fight, he was more on the outside, more point boxing him. The second fight, he was on top of him, hurting him. Putting his weight on him. He was confident.
I mean, yeah, you could say but the adjustments came out of the ring more so. He, like, if you want to say he walked into that second fight saying, I'm going to be more aggressive, I'm going to be more on him because I'm heavier now.
He literally said, I'm going to knock him out. He went with knockout intentions. And he went to a completely different gym. I forget what it's called. Don't quote me on this. The Crunk Gym or something like that. He went to a really famous gym, and he said, hey, they're going to help me gain more power, put a little bit more weight on so I can use my weight against them. I'm not going to point box. I'm going to knock him out.
Yeah, and that could help him again if he continues having that much weight on him.
So
it's just too much. But
knowing
what's your question?
So knowing that, does Tyson Fury come in with a different game plan, or does he go? Does he still go with the same game plan from the second fight?
Same game plan.
Same game plan? That's what you do.
Same game plan. It's still gonna work. Yeah, it's still going to work. It's just a matter of what adjustments Wilder is going to make. And the thing is, Tyson Fury, you talking about the press conference, he's cocky, man. I don't know if you've seen it, but he's cocky. He's like, not cocky, bro. I ain't going to say, because when you're good at boxing, same with Floyd, it's not cocky, it's confidence. It's legit. You put so much training in that you know what you're doing. But the cockiness is the part where you're saying, I know exactly how the fight is going to go, because you're saying that the other boxer didn't make any adjustments. In that time frame, or you just don't believe, or you think that those adjustments aren't going to matter. He's going to revert back to his old ways. You don't have to change up anything. It's on Wilder. He has to change up his fighting skills a little bit more. He has to change it up a little bit, not like throw everything out the window. No, he just needs to become a little bit more polished.
Okay. Well, I'm like I said, I'm really looking forward to that fight. I know Darren is, so I can't wait till that happens. You got anything else to say? You got anything else?
Anderson Silva, if you're too old, don't keep boxing. If you feel like you can keep boxing, do it against the old guys. Don't go up against no young guy thinking you can stay with them.
Yeah, he's 46.
Yeah, bro. Don't go up against no young guy thinking stay with him.
I think it's just one of those things where you fought your whole life. You just want to keep fighting against like good competition.
Fight other ways. Spar. Train somebody else to come up and take your spot.
There's probably like a different what do you call it? Rush of something that comes out of you when you're in like a real fight like that.
Go get
especially when you get hit for the first time. Anderson Silva will kill somebody in a street fight.
Yeah, he would. Look, don't do that.
Don't do that.
Look, man.
All right.
I'll leave it alone.
All right.
It was a good fight, though.
Thank you all once again for checking out the video. Make sure you like and subscribe down below. Also, make sure you check us out on social media. We're on TikTok, Facebook, and Twitter. We're also on Instagram. Our TikTok is @InspiredByAmbition. Or you can also find some dope hoodies and t-shirts on our website, inspiredbyambitionpro.com. Go check that out. Darren's wearing the red one right now. That's pretty dope. O-State colors.
Exclusive.
Like I said before, thank y'all for watching the video. We really do appreciate it. Peace out.
Peace.
From small to triple XL. Inspired by Ambition gear at inspiredbyambitionpro.com. That's www.inspiredbyambitionpro.com.